Hello everybody. Well, I'm in the greenhouse at the moment, just checking things over. It looks all okay, but the temperature is not good. It's 6 degrees but feels like 0 degrees outside. It's went down to 0.9 degrees. It's now 10.8 degrees. This is all centigrade. Well, as you can see, I've got my big fleece on today. It's grey and horrible. Birds are still busily feeding. So, if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that I've got quite a lot of onions already growing, but I've got a heck of a lot more. I've got all those which I've just brought out of the greenhouse, because I'm going to fill those other sections in, and I've got that tray I'm going to fill in because I've got all them still. Yeah, I know, perhaps it might be a bit of overkill. Right, so let's start this. I put the compost in lightly. Now, as I'm checking each onion, I'm checking the base, making sure they're not soft, and then just gently ease them in. I'm trying to look for the best ones. Remember, flat end down, pointy end up. There's a raven just gone overhead, he's croaking away there. Never used to get as many ravens around here as we do now, but we get quite a lot coming over now. Do check that they're not pulpy like this one. Yeah, if they're like this, they're not a lot of good. Throw them out. Don't put them in the compost. Put them into your green bin. Right, I'm going to get on and do this, and I'll come back to you in a moment. Right, when planting these bulbs, I'm finding that a lot of these tops are all, you know, squashed and stuck together, which make sprouting hard. So what I've done is, let me show you this one. I've clipped the tops. Now that means that it's easier for the onion to send out the new leaves, but also there's a little bonus. You can see that. See the little green tip? I know this one's viable, it's not rotted. Then all I do is pop them in. That's it, just leave them. Right, so that's the tray I've just done this morning, and I've just done this section here on this tray here. So you may be saying to yourselves, why are you doing so many onions? Well, because I like onions. I normally eat onions at least 4 to 5 times a week, and you know, do the maths, that works out at quite a few a year. So yes. Also, I like to dry onions in the dryer. I like to put them in the dryer and dry them, and then crumble them up so that I've got dried onions. They're healthier than the ones you buy in the shop. The ones you buy in the shop, to me, always seem like they've been fried because they are often greasy. And I don't want the grease. I just want fried, I just want dried onions. So if I put them in my dryer, I think you can do the same in an air fat dryer, then that's more healthy. Now the ones I've got left, which are all these, I've sorted these out. Yes, there's a big one there I missed, but these, yeah, he might be okay. But all these others, they're not really gonna, they're small, they're not really gonna come to a lot. So I must be find someone to give them to. Oh, right, I've come indoors. It's too cold out there. So I've come into the kitchen and I'm going to pot on these melon seeds, which are overdue on being potted up. And I've got yet more seeds to be sorted out and sown. And for that, I'm going to have to go back out there because I forgot to bring the trays in. That's life. Right, so I'm going to get on with doing these melons. I'll put on later on, when I do the editing, I'll put on text what the variety is, because at this moment I don't know, and the packet's in the seed tin, which isn't to hand. So I'm going to use, I have cleaned them inside, I put boiling water over them. The pots which the strawberries came in. Those strawberries, by the way, which I showed on my last video, were from Oakgate Garden Centre, and they were the princely sum of £1.75. Now, isn't that a bargain? I tell you this, I'm just hoping they're going to get some more in, because I do need more. Can you have can you have enough strawberries? No. I've got rid of all my old strawberries. They were, when I dug them up, the roots had loads of vine weevil, little weevil, white weevil grubs in them, which we got absolutely roasted with last year. Loads and loads of them. I'm hoping they don't come back this year. Anything which I've found with weevils has gone into the green bin. The soil has been spread out in trays very thinly and put where the bird feeders are, and the sparrows, the starlings, especially Mr. and Mrs. Robin, my resident robins, have gone through that soil like a fine tooth comb. But that compost soil, which was infested, sorry about that, we lost communication with the camera. That soil which come out of them after being, checked out by the birds and all the grubs being eaten, that's gone onto the ornamental beds, the flower and the ornamental bed, very thinly spread out, so that there again I can make sure as I'm spreading it there's no bugs. Any bugs I've found in between a pair of gloved fingers, just squash them. So hopefully I'm not going to have a problem this year. Any case, let's get on with these and get some soil in. Get some soil in the bottom. I've made sure the root that they're nice and deep, and make sure they're nice and deep. And let's go from there. I've also, of course, got the most important thing here, which is a cup of tea. It's chai tea. If you've never drunk chai tea, it's a mixture of spices and black tea. It doesn't make a strong cup of tea, but it's a healthy tea because of the chai. So, getting these out is the hardest part. So, try and get out in one go as much as possible. It's going to be the last time I use these sort of containers. I've decided that not to use these plastic containers anymore. And there's one. Pop that over there. And get the next one. And a bit of solid, not too much. Do I get told off for making the kitchen like it is? No, because there is unfortunately now just me that lives here. Unfortunately I lost the wife the year before last. So and Mrs. King wouldn't have minded, because she was like me, she liked the garden, she liked her flowers, where I like what I can eat. That's the next one. Right, I'm going to get the last 3 done and then I'll come back to you for the next job. Right, got some melons over there all potted up. So let's have a look, see what I've got here. Right, I won't be saying all these. Salad leaf, kale, red ruble. I've got another lot of sprouting rockets over there, so I'll leave these for now, and I'll put these into the April bag. I keep them in these sit top bags. I find that you know, they're nice and easy to handle, and I just put a card in with the month on it, March. Nice and easy, nice and simple. That's the way to keep life. Life is much too hard as it is. Cabbage, greyhound. No, I've got plenty of cabbage greyhound in at the moment. So, beetroot, bolt hardy. I've got some of those in already. They'll go in for next month. Leek Musselburgh. They'll go in for next month. So successional sowing here. Parsnip Albion. Yes, they've definitely got to go in this month. No. I think I'll head to my bets and put those in next month. I've got some in. Radish Pink Beauty. Can never have enough radishes. I'll put some more of those in later this month. As you can see, never got enough radishes. A pack for every month up until October, I think it is. Yeah, up until October. These Radish Pink Beauty from Simply Seeds, you can grow right up until October. So, well worth having. Radish Pink Beauty, and they are nice. Spring onions. Yeah, I'm going to put some more of those in later on this month. Here we go. Courgettes. Carrots need to go outside into container outside, so they'll go on this month. So all I've got to sow inside at the moment is these courgettes. Now I'll be interested to look at these and see what the date is on them, because these were from last year, I believe. Right, so I'm back with scissors in hand. So try and undo this packet. Why does I don't normally sellotape. I normally, if I'm going to seal a packet till next year, I normally use masking tape. Much easier to deal with. Also, it's better for the environment. Right, now these courgettes are all green bush, and I normally have a good, a good success rate with these. I've grown them everywhere from a raised bed to just a bed, to a ground bed, to in the compost heap. Just make a hole about the size of a flower bucket, but only half the depth. I suppose that's something like, oh, I don't know, is it an 8 centimetre pot or something? Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, and then fill that with some compost, put down, and you'll find that by the end of the season, when they finish and over and done with, all the roots have gone out into the compost itself, regardless of whether the compost is still rotting down. It's gone out there and it's grabbing nutrients from the compost as it's doing so. So let's have a look, see how many seeds I've got left. I have got another packet for next month, but I think those are a bit more fragile than these. These I find are quite strong. Oh, well, there you go. That's not bad. I've got 4 left and I've got 4 pots. That can't be better, can it? There's the seed. So I pop them there. Get the pots. I prefer to sow the melon, the courgettes, things like courgettes, mallows. Normally I would have sown the melons straight into the pots. I don't know why I didn't this year. I've got no idea why I didn't. A moment of madness, I think. So yes, I'm going to get rid of those plastic little containers, get rid of them completely and just sow in pots. And I think next year most everything I sow is going to be in pots. It makes life so much easier. I'm going to get the square pots, because obviously with the round pots, when you put them together, you've got gaps. With the square pots, they sit close together, you can get more pots in a tray. So that's what I'll be doing. 2 more pots. Now this compost has been in the greenhouse, but it feels a little bit cold. So what I'll be doing with these and the melons, I'll be keeping them inside actually. I'm going to keep them on the table here next door to the radiator, and let them get warm. I'll put them into this tray here. This is a meat tray, Tesco's chicken breasts meat tray, and they'll fit in here nicely. I've got more of these, and I'll put some water in, put them next door to the radiator. I might start them off on the radiator first, and then get them going. So all I do, let me bring you down, is I get, now these are a bit like the broad bean seeds really, because I know they don't look like a broad bean seed. Flat side and a short side. Plant them that side up so that they're, don't plant them flat side. If you plant them on the flat like that, then the water will sit on top of the seed and rot it. If you plant them like that, so that it's like a spearhead on the side, the water will just run off. So what I normally do is just press them in slightly. I do that on each one. There's a little seed there which I doubt it will come up because it's too small. But you never know, I'm willing to give it a chance. And then what I do then, I don't press them down hard, I just get some more compost. This is seed sowing compost, Johnny's seed. And I just put a bit over the top. I don't put loads, just enough. I'm not going to press it down because when it's settle down by itself. And there, that's done. Just level it out, and voila, that's the seed sowing there done. Well, that's the seed sowing for this week. Right, well, it's now Saturday, so moved on a day. I thought I'd show you something. Do you remember these? Well, I've already had one lot, which I got 2 cuttings from. Look at this lot. This has already had 2 cuttings. This is its third. This will be its third lot there. And by the look of this, I can get a 4th and maybe a 5th. Do you think I'll get a 6th? I'm going to try and keep this going for as long as possible. I'm feeding the roots. I'm using tomato light to feed. And these pea shoots are nice. Put them on salads, put them in stir fries, even add them to stews and casseroles. Even put them in sandwiches. They're nice with cheese actually. One more thing though, before I go. What about this? Any ideas? Does that give you any ideas? Do you remember the avocado seed I sowed? I think it was in January. Well, this has been sat on the radiator in the kitchen, just there. And now look at it. Now it's in the kitchen window with the sprouting onion, the sprouting peas. So what do you think? I'm never going to get a crop off of an avocado. Avocados are trees. It's going to take a long time. And I don't think I can grow a tree in the house. I can't grow in the UK climate outside. But I'm going to end up with a very nice indoor plant. Yeah, when it reaches the ceiling, it'll have to be trimmed and kept like a bush. But I'm happy. The amount of times I've tried to grow avocado seeds, I've lost count. I've done the water, I've done everything else. So this time I followed a tip off of YouTube. I can't remember whose tip it was. I just stuck it in some soil, stuck it on the radiator, and voila. That's now, you can see my finger, my hand. So it's got to be 4.5, 5 inches tall. Very healthy. I'm very happy. And with that, I'm going to say, keep safe, keep warm, try and keep healthy, and I'll catch you later on in the week.